Hello everybody and welcome here to Daytona International Speedway here for the penultimate race here in the AWC Pro Series. Only 2 races left and season 1 for the AWC Pro Series. We get ready to go to the World Center of Racing here for round 16 of the AWC Pro Series. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight. No Andreas Varis in the booth tonight, but hopefully we get him next week. But taking a look at a lot of drivers who've shown up here tonight for practice, and I'm excited to see that. Looks like we got about 22 cars in the session, which is a lot. And it's gonna put on some exciting racing. But further ado, let's go ahead and look at some of your drivers who are racing for the championship. And no further ado, then we'll look at your points leader right now, and Noah Brown. See him in the 65 machine. Currently 4th in practice. Obviously, practice times and practice laps I don't really think matter as much as you would think in a lot of other races. But you see him in the line here, just trying to get some, practicing, trying to just run in the line. So, see Noah Brown out there leading the points. He's got a good points cushion here, about, I would say about 30-ish points back to the 47 machine of Brett Bennett, which I do not see in the session right now. There he is back here in P20. Had a couple laps for this 47 machine, but right now he's P2 in points. And close behind you have the 53 of Bryson Bird, who currently sits P13. And you see a little pack of cars between these guys as well. You see Bryson back there, P13 and P3 in points, and really the only other person who is kind of in reaching is the 24 Joel Farlow, who is actually fastest in practice right now in that 24 Ford performance machine. So a good practice here for Joel Farlow. We'll go ahead and put your timing and scoring up here at the top, and you'll see who is fastest in practice right now. Another playoff machine of Aaron Evans right now, currently P2 in practice. See them in the big pack practicing, and obviously this is something you have to kind of do. This is one of the tracks I feel like if you want to practice, this is the place to do it. Right here at the World Center of Racing, where you can try to figure out who you can link up with, who you can do it now, right? Obviously, Noah Brown needs to have a very, very bad race here to give anybody really a chance to go and race him for that championship next week at Las Vegas. So, obviously that's what, people like Bennett and Bird and Farlow are looking for. But at the end of the day, you want to win not only here in the first season of the AWC Pro Series, but you want to win at the World Center Racing. You want to win here at Daytona International Speedway. What a historic racetrack this track has become throughout the years, not only hosting races like the Daytona 500 and the Pepsi 400 and everything else, but it also hosts a lot of other stuff. The Rolex 24, here in early January and early February. Obviously the Roar before the 24, where you see like the GT4s and the TCRs come out here and race and do everything else. You see a lot of NASCAR drivers actually come out and do the Roar with especially with the Ford program and the Toyota program, right? You'll see the likes of I remember we had Ben Rhodes and Chase Briscoe racing in the Mustang Challenge in the Mustang GT4. And obviously we've seen people like Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace race in the Toyota Supra there in the GT4 class. So the super historic racetrack, and everybody does want to come out here and finish well. But just like that, you see practice is done here from Daytona. Look, ready to get your qualifying underway. Here we'll see who's eager to get out on track first, and we'll go on board with them. Former playoff driver Ty McIntosh are now out on track. Ty, one of those drivers, just like the league owner, Jake Scarborough, decided to pull his playoff waiver out. He said he couldn't make some of the races and said, give it to someone else who's actually going to be here every race and let them race for a championship. So obviously I'm looking at the points right now, and the points aren't really accounted for because obviously Actually, maybe they have been accounted for. I still see the 45 of Ty in the playoffs or in the chase, so I'm. But I remember seeing in the Discord chats that he wanted to be removed from the playoffs, but you still see that playoff banner up on that car, so I'm a little unsure of what's going on with that. But needless to say, we'll see this 45 come out here and start his first lap. We'll probably see him run the top here, just like everybody will. Run the top on this first lap, get as much speed up into this car, and they'll go down there and wrap that bottom on the second lap. Obviously, these drivers have 5 minutes to set 2 laps here at Daytona. Obviously, plenty of time if they come out early like this 45 did. See lots of cars out on track right now, but right now we're looking at the 45 of Ty McIntosh. See this 45 Redux Racing Machine. And then Ty has had a pretty good season. Obviously, hasn't had the results that I think we expect out of him. He's been quick for a big portion and everything else, but just hasn't been able to get a win. Has had several second place runs here throughout the season, just has not been able to really put together that race win that we expected to see out of this 45 machine. Pull up our qualifying ticker for this 45. We'll go and go on board with him. And you'll see him just sit down there, wrap this yellow line, just push it out wide, just let the car carry it. Kind of let the car do what it wants. If it wants to wash out a little bit like it did here, you're going to put those right sides on that seam. He's going to try to carry that car all the way back down here at this double yellow line. Try to paint it there. Don't oversteer the car. You see right there, he's really not really on the yellow line, but do not try to seesaw on the wheel. That's how you get speed out of the car. Come up here, let it wash out here. We'll see if he comes down here across underneath the apron. Decides not to. And the lap time for the 45 give him a 50.8. Good enough for the pole right now. But obviously that's his. He'll pump him down all the way back to P2, but we'll see some other drivers coming and across the line here to complete their fast lap. Look at Aaron Evans, one of your playoff drivers, across the line. 51.0. I'll keep him in P8. Wyatt Roberts on his outlap. Wyatt has shown a lot of speed when he's come up here into the AWC Pro Series as well. Has not gotten that win, but has shown a lot of speed. Shown, I would say, top 5 pace everywhere he goes. You'll see him come down and start his fast lap. Currently, Bryson Burton at 53. Your pole sitter with a 50.86. Go ahead and pull up your timing scoring, and you'll see how close it is from everybody else. See your top 5 up there. Bryson Bird, Ty McIntosh, Noah Brown, Fidel Fabian, and Santiago Aguirre. And at 88, your top 5. So have a couple guys on their fast laps. Ty Alkis, Wyatt Roberts, Landon Brown. It's like Capuano in the 21 is not going to set a lap here. He's going to start from the back. But coming across the line, Wyatt Roberts. Well, he'll put this number 42 machine to start this race. Like a 50.9. Good enough for P8. Good lap for the 42 machine. We'll continue to watch some laps here. Looks like everybody coming across the line. Landon Brown, P9. Ty Alkis, P11. In that number 2 machine. And so just like that, Bryson Bird, your pole sitter, Ty McIntosh will round out that first row. We'll get ready to get the race underway here from Daytona. See the day come the night, as we know it was going to be a night race here from Daytona. We're ready to get ready to go here. We'll wait on some of these drivers to get into the session and get this car ready. Obviously, I wouldn't say there's a lot you can change from qualifying to race trim, but there are some ways that you can do that. So we'll continue to wait on these drivers to get into their machines, and we will get your race rundown here presented by HVTV, as we have about 7/8 of the drivers here. We'll go ahead and start your starting lineup here for Daytona. So we saw Bryson Bird take the pole here. He'll start on the front row alongside Ty McIntosh in that P2 position. Noah Brown, your points leader in that 65, will be P3 alongside Fidel Fabian running out your top 4. Santiago Aguirre in the 88 machine going to be P5, and in P6, Adam Tao in the 34. P7, Gilberto Gamera in the 23 alongside Wyatt Roberts in that 42 machine. Landon Brown in the 39 alongside Brett Bennett going to round out that top 10. Ty Elkis in the 2 alongside Enrique Cucalon going to round out that row 6. Aaron Evans in the 48 next to Joe Farlow in that 24, one of your championship contenders. Rounding out that row 7. Row 8 is going to be David Huckleberry in the 52, newcomer to the league, alongside Ryan Rombaum, veteran here for the AWC Pro Series. Eric Ziegel in the 55 alongside Henry Kalhoff in the 63. Ryan Jones in the 8 along with Javier Soto in the 15 machine, going to round out that top 20 and rounding out the rest of your field. Michael Deitch in the 4, and obviously we saw Thomas Capuano decide not to set a lap here tonight from Daytona. Some track facts presented by Delta Designs here from Daytona Beach, Florida. Obviously 2.5 miles, 4.8, 2 kilometers with 31 degrees of banking, with 18 degrees in the tri-oval. All these obviously here at Daytona Beach, right outside. If you can literally go walk out and enjoy the beach right there outside Daytona Beach here. So once again, thank you to Delta Designs for sponsoring our track facts, and obviously we do have a link down in the description down below if you'd like any commission work from Delta Designs and Andres for all he does here. Taking a look at your race weather for tonight's race at Daytona International Speedway. 75 degrees here from Daytona with a just 3-mile-an-hour wind. Partly cloudy out, but you see a night sky, so we're not going to be able to see those clouds. But still a great night to go racing here in your penultimate race here for the AWC Pro Series. 75 laps here from Daytona. It's going to be a good one. Obviously, we have 22 cars that have shown up. A great field size here for some good super speedway racing, but you'll see a Ford and a Toyota starting up 1 and 2, and they will lead us to green here. But you see the lights off on the pace car. You'll see that pace car take a hard left turn here sooner or later. We'll get ready to go. 75 laps here from Daytona International Speedway. As you'll see Bryson Bird, Ty McIntosh, Noah Brown, and Fidel Fabian. You'll see the pace car take a hard left on the pit road. And we're going to be get ready to go green here from the World Center Racing and for the penultimate race here for the AWC Pro Series. Coming in the 3 and 4, you see the 53 of Bird. Getting help from Noah Brown in that 65 machine. The 45 from help from the 51 of Fidel Fabian. We get ready to go side by side in the 3 and 4 is the 53 now with help as the bottom starts to roll here. As we'll complete lap 1 and Bryson Bird will take it. Inside rolling just a little bit better than the rest of the lanes. You see the 65 of Noah Brown doing a really good job pushing out that second lane. The 45 just not being able to get as much help on the top lane. As you see, really that 51 is the only one connected with that 45 machine. You see out back just no help. The 34, the next car in line on that top lane, that is the 34 of Adam Tao. Needs to get back up there to help get that top lane rolling. If not, this bottom lane is going to start to roll and start to leave this top lane behind. You see the 88 of Santiago Aguirre back there, third on that bottom lane, doing a good job giving the room to that 65 machine to, keep this bottom rolling. You'll still see side-by-side action as the top starts to roll a little bit here. The 45 getting some help from Fabian. Gonna get him side-by-side with the 65 of Noah Brown. That'll at least give them some type of closure there, but still Bryson Bird leads us away down here down the backstretch. Side-by-side, 7, 8 rows deep. We still continue to see, everybody trying to jockey for position here. Everybody trying to take advantage here. Now you'll see the 53 go up and block the top. It's the 45 will try to push him out. That'll give the bottom to Noah Brown, your points leader in the 65 machine. Noah Brown will try to lead this bottom lane. .45 of Ty McIntosh will go down and lead the bottom, and he'll get a huge run from help from the 65, and he'll clear. He'll probably get that 65 clear as he does. That top lane just cannot get the momentum that we thought it could here early in the race. And we'll continue to see the bottom be dominant as now Ty going to try to take the lead. Ty clear of both lanes. He can block whatever he wants here. As now you'll see the bottom start to roll here. The bottom will have the advantage into the corner, through the center. But that top will get the momentum off. As long as they can keep compacting, and they'll get a good run off the corner. But now that top just not working like we thought it would. Now the 88 of Aguirre is almost close to being clear of the top lane, and he can jump up and lead the top if he wants to now. But side by side, 2 by 2 by 2, 7, 8, 9 car lengths deep. Everybody's still trying to jockey for position, trying to make something happen here in this first 5 laps. Looking through some of the field, we've seen a couple of people jockey back and forth a little bit. We've seen some guys kind of drop back and forth throughout the field here. It looks like the biggest loser right now, and it's not by a lot. It looks like the 2 of Ty Alkis down 8 spots, decide to drop to the back. We saw that while we're doing our speed shots. He decided to pull out of line, drop to the back here. But our biggest mover right now has to be, right now, the number 8, Ryan Jones, making his first start in a couple of races here in that 8 machine. He's moved his way up all the way inside the top 15. And that P13 position, just trying to find some lanes here to get himself up to the front. Right now, the biggest mover right there. He is up 5 positions. Continuing the side-by-side action, you'll see the 45 of Ty McIntosh lead the bottom. Bryson Bird getting some momentum from, once again from that 51 machine. Fabian's been really designated to just trying to help just only that top lane get going. He hasn't tried to drop down to the bottom. He has not given up on the top yet. And now Bryson Bird will try to get a run here going into 1 and 2. Now bottom is just so strong going into the corners. I don't know if that top can do anything with him right now. It looks like that 65 and that 45 are really hooked up really well. Once again, that 88 of Santiago Aguirre doing a really good job in that 3rd car. We'll go on board with the 88. And this is, a lot of people don't really understand how much that 3rd car does in these pack races. If that 3rd car is not tucked up against the pusher, it can really start to lag back a line, because then it's just kind of the front 2 cars just trying to lead the line. If you have 3 or 4 cars lined up trying to help out the lane, this is how you see a line start to get dominant here. But here comes Bryson Bird now with a run off the top going into 1 and 2. He's going to be side by side for the race lead. .45 and McIntosh will now go up and block the top lane. That'll leave the 65 and the 88 now to lead the bottom. Ty doing a masterful job right now, blocking the runs, blocking the lanes that need to be blocked right now. But here comes the 65 once again. The bottom dominance starting to show once again. As now the 45 and the 65 will go side by side for the race lead. Noah Brown up 2 spots, going across the line here. Give it to the 45 of McIntosh, but Noah Brown still side by side here for the race lead going into lap 10. Now we're starting to see that top start to form. The 34 has a mistake. Adam Talon at the outside wall. You're going to see him get taken 3 wide here. It's the 42 now. Tries to take him 3. Now here comes the 45, the 47 of Bennett. 3 wide here is Adam Tal trying to not give the room here. He's trying to get back in line, but no one wants to get in now. Here comes Bryson Bird. He gets shuffled out. So it's going to be 3 by 3, two lanes deep here. Is now the 34 and the 53 get shuffled out. Bryson Bird will be going to the back. You start to see some people start to be aggressive here. After that lap 10 completion lap, is the 34 in the wall once again in the back. He's going to continue to fall through the field. Back up here to the race for the lead. Once again, still the 45 and the 65. Noah Brown, Ty McIntosh trying to battle it out going into 3 and 4. Bottom lane with a good run right now, but the top will get a push. The 51 of Fabian will push that 45 right back out, side by side at the line. Give it to the 65 from Noah Brown. And Santiago doing a really good job making sure this bottom stays, you know, at least side by side with the top. A lot of the times the top can start to, when it gets a run like this, it's hard to defend. But that bottom's doing a good job. Getting a run on the bottom, getting a run into the corner, keeping it even, and then obviously that top gets a huge shove down the back stretch and down the front stretch that gives them that momentum to try to be the better lane. But right now that bottom doing a good job down in corner entry and down it through the center of the corner to keep them side by side. So it's still a 65-45 battle for this lead. As you'll see the 51 and the 65 now. That was in the 88, my apologies, be the second cars in line. But you see the top with the huge run now, allow the 45 to get clear. So now he can block whatever lane he wants once again. We'll see if the 51 will get clear, not quite, as the 65 will become side by side down into 1 and 2. Noah Brown trying to keep this bottom lane going, but you've seen a lot of cars jump up to the top lane, starting to abandon the bottom, trying to make them some spots. You start to see now that the top has the numbers, the top is going to start to go. But the bottom still has a decent amount. They've got about 7 or 8 cars down there on the bottom trying to make something happen. You're ready to start lap 13. Still side by side for your race lead. You start to see some guys in the back here. Just trying to hang out for a little bit. See the 52 of Huckleberry. See people back here like Capuano. Just riding around back here. You see the 4, Michael Deitch. See him and his teammate of Henry Kalhoff just riding back here in the back. 21st to 22nd. Waiting on something to happen. They know there's a long race. We're still going to have to do potentially green flag restarts, green flag pit stops. If we go green here from Daytona, and they know if a caution comes out, they do not want to be a part of it. I imagine these two are in a VC together, so they can call out a wreck if something happens, so they do not run each other over trying to avoid this wreck. And I don't mind this strategy, right? You see them back here, just content. They know there's a long race ahead. They're fine. Get back here, just kind of riding around, trying to save this car, trying to save something for the end here. And we look back to the battle for the lead. Ty McIntosh jumps down to lead the bottom once again. Noah Brown will push out the 45. 88 right in tow with these bottom two on the bottom. Now the top, the run on the top has died a little bit now. And once again, it's the 65 and the 45 continuing to dominate this race. 1 and 2 once again for the 45 and the 65. Two Toyotas leading us here at Daytona. And you have to think now 3 Toyotas, actually. If you look back at that 88 machine, also a Toyota Supra. So maybe you think that these Toyotas are working together. And not only that, you see Gamera in that 32 machine, he's also a Toyota. So maybe you're thinking that these Toyotas are trying to work together here early in this race, trying to make something happen. But here comes Aaron Evans down the middle by himself, trying to make something happen. Fabian will go down and drop down in front of that middle lane. What a job by Aaron Evans. Made that 3-wide move, got up, got clear, and now he's back up here, third in line here on this top lane. We'll see if he can make something happen, trying to get this top lane rolling again, because the 65 and 88 are starting to scoot away just a little bit compared to that top lane. The top side just once again does not have help. The 45 and the 51 kind of by themselves. Then you see the 48 not connected, not trying to help this top lane try to get going. That's allowed the bottom to start to go, but the 51 has done a really good job keeping this top lane in check, trying to make sure that this top lane does not fade too much, and now they're side by side for the race lead once again. See the 45 jump down in front of this of Noah Brown. Lead the bottom. Now leave Fabian out to dry here, and you'll need help from the 48 of Aaron Evans to get that top lane rolling once again. He's got the 24 of Joel Farlow back there now, and also the 42. Trying to help him out. Wyatt Robinson, the 42 machine, fourth in line. They're going to have to try to get compacted here and trying to make something happen. It's the first time I feel like these guys have worked with each other up there on that top lane. They're going to have to reacquaint themselves with how they like to be pushed, how they want to make this run happen. Everybody on this bottom lane has kind of been around each other all race. You know, that 65, the 45, the 88, even that 23 of Gilberto have kind of been around each other all race, and they know what they need to do to keep that bottom lane strong. On the other hand, the 48, this is the first time he's really been up inside the top 5. You see a blink out of the 48. That's not what you want to see in the pusher of this top lane. Just like that, you start to see this top lane fade. Only 5 cars, now 6 cars, making up the top side. So everybody's content. Getting to the bottom, running single file. We see further out back Soto. Kikuko on the first kind of guy in line who's just kind of content. Just sitting back there, riding in line right now. Not really making any moves. He could jump up to the top if he wants, but says no. I'm going to sit back here. I'm going to maybe try to save a little bit of fuel and try to keep this thing in it. Obviously, you have his teammate right there and Bryson Bird right in front of him, so you have the 2 teammates right there in the wings. If something happens, they can take advantage. See the Enrique Designs on the side, that number 22, obviously teammates with Bryson Bird in the 53 right in front of him. So look for those 2 to make a splash when it matters. Going back up to the battle for the lead, the top lane is nowhere to be found. You see the 65 and the 45. Now even the 88 of Santiago getting clear. Is now green flag pit stops underway. Wyatt Roberts into the grass. That might be a black flag for that 42 machine. Pit lane underway here as no black flags for that first group of cars. Bryce the Bird will lead us back out the green here, and we'll see them go back out, try to make something happen. It looks like they did leave a car behind. Looks like that is the 42 of Wyatt Roberts. We'll see how they merge back out, but coming back up here for the lead now. We'll see who, if anybody decides to jump back down pit road here on this lap. So lap 20, going to lap 21 is when that first group came down pit road. Imagine you'll see some guys try to make it to maybe lap 25 and try to split this race into threes. But I imagine those guys just tried the short pit to make something else happen here. And we'll see what, how that happens. I imagine we'll see a lot of guys make it to try to make it to lap 25. And then you'll start to see a lot of cars try to come down pit road. See the 45, the 45 and the 65. Underneath the yellow there, maybe a little bit of a squirrely push out of the 65. But you'll still see single file for the first 3 spots, and then side by side for P4 as Gilberto and now Fidel Fabian battle it out for P4. No takers down pit road this lap. We'll see everybody else out on track, continuing the battle for position. Go back to this battle here. Outside, remember, they lost a guy here in Wyatt Roberts. He's about 6 seconds behind this pack, so it's a little 3-car pack. They're about 42 seconds behind the race. It's caution. Caution is out. Oh, and a big one. Well, that's exactly what those 3 who pitted earlier wanted to see, but we'll try to take a look and see what happened. Looks like Joel Farlow, Aaron Evans has a meatball. We'll see if they can show us what happened. See where they started at. I saw the 45 also involved in this crash, so this might have been the colossal one. We'll go back up to tie, because if he was involved, it had to involve the leader here somehow. Oh man, 45 hooked up the track, and that's going to grab everybody. We'll see if we can find this from a different angle. Maybe try to look at our chopper cam here real quick. It just looks like a big run. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened in this top lane, but that 45 had a huge separation for the top lane, and the 51 trying to check out for the 45, not to give him an aggressive push, and the 8 gets into the back of the 48, the 48 gets to the back of the 51. Fortunately, just a bigger accordion effect. Just because the 45 was so far out in front, the speed difference was so big. They tried to, calculate that. Unfortunately, some of the guys further on back could not, did not know that there was going to be a checkup. Fortunately, you saw the accordion effect and a big one here on lap 23. You'll see drivers come down pit side. The 88 now will lead us down pit road. Looks like these are the drivers who weren't involved in the wreck. There's Santiago Aguirre. Oh, wow. So there's a contact between pit road here now as the 51. Contact with the 15 machine. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened between these two. I don't know, maybe the 15 missed his box or what happened here, but we'll go on board with the 51 actually of Fidel here. He's got the better shot of what happened between these two. So this is Fidel's pit box right here, trying to turn in, and the 15 is just stopped right there on the track. I don't understand what, maybe the 15 missed his pit box or something and kind of panicked. And unfortunately, that's going to be a lot of damage for that 51, Fidel Fabian. We should see lights off on the pace car here this time by. Damn, Brett Bennett, Bryson Bird, and Enrique Cucalan. These guys who came down pit road will retake your race lead. And Wyatt Roberts had a bad stop and gets bailed out by that caution. He'll put himself inside the fast four now. So that caution really bailed out those guys, because I don't really think with a 3-car pack they were going to be able to make any time up. See them coming out of turn 1 and 2 here. Look at some of your big losers right now. Ty McIntosh out on pit road, still out on track now. Got a lot of damage to that machine, which is terrible. I mean, he was dominating this race, borderline dominating this race. So hopefully he can continue to get that car fixed. Fidel Fabian, obviously we saw damage on the pit road there. Aaron Evans still down pit side. Joel Farlow, huge blow for him. He was still kind of in it if something happened to Noah Brown here. There was enough cars that if Noah got like last, it would have given him at least some type of opportunity here going into Vegas. Right now, your points leader sitting P6. No damage on that 65 machine. So, right now, Noah's getting lucky. But obviously, we're about a quarter of the way done with this race. So, a lot of racing left and a lot of carnage can still happen. We still got, and now 21 cars are on track. Right now, 2 of them are laps down. The 48 of Aaron Evans, who was 1 lap down, and the 24 of Joel Farlow are currently 2 laps down. But you do see the pace car take that hard left on the pit road. Now it's going to be a Ford front row. It's going to be Bennett and Bird are leading us to green. Really a bit of a jumbled restart there. You see kind of the front 2 and both lines get a decent jump. But everybody else without the best jump here, you'll see the 88 get back to the rear end of the 22. Start to push this bottom lane back out. And already the top lane has died. You have, what, 4 cars up there now. With the tail end of that now, it's going to be the 5 machine of Eric Siegel, I believe. That's who that is. That is the 5 of Eric Siegel. There's the 55 in the sim, so I had to make sure. Coming around the lead, lap 27 to start lap 28. Give that to the 47. Brad Bennett leads his first laps of the race. You're seeing some guys up here towards the front that you haven't seen at all yet. Like the 47, like the 22, like the 53. A lot of these guys were content running in the back earlier this race, so for the first third really of this race. A lot of these guys were content just running in the back, trying to save their equipment. And now you see them up here leading this race here with under 50 to go. Obviously, we still have plenty of time here. We're going to still have to do green flag pit stops if we go green here. Obviously now, kind of the disadvantage is to these guys up front, like Brett Bennett, like Kukulin, right? They do have, you know, about 4 or so laps more wear on the fuel, I guess, if you want, whatever you want to call it that. They ran 4 more laps on fuel than the rest of the fielder due to their pitting on their green here. But here comes the 88. Oh, from the 65. Santiago will try to lead this top lane. And Will Brown will try to push him out here. I don't imagine you'll see that 22 jump out of line to leave this 47, but you'll give that lap to the 88. Santiago will lead his first laps here at Daytona. As caution is out. I think that all started with the 13 machine right there. Caution will wave. Let's see if we can figure out what happened in this 13 machine. Like the 13 with some blinking issues, that might really hurt. Tell the tale here, what's going on. Well, it happened out of 4 here, I believe. Happened out of 2, I believe. Oh wow, yeah, just that code from the 13 blinking, it looks like. We'll go back and take a look at that. I mean, he blinked in and he was already sideways, so. Who was that? It's like the 39 on Landon Brown. We'll go on board with that 39 machine. Really nothing that he could have done. The 13 blinks out, and he blinks in, and it's like, oh boy, right? Imagine a jump scare like that. Michael Deitch saves that race car, but and that'll be a caution. Well, I mean, talk about a jump scare with that 39 machine. You're just sitting in there running your line, running your race, and you just see a car spawn inside of yours, sideways at that. So I think lucky enough for everybody. I don't think anybody got a lot of damage. So, but that will be a caution here on lap 31. Now Santiago will take us back to the pace car. Looks like some drivers not happy with the 8 machine of Ryan Jones, who's already out of the race early. Apparently he's roughed up some drivers, so obviously he's called it a night here in that 8 machine. Unfortunate for Ryan. Hasn't been able to run with us full time, so it sucks to see that he couldn't be able to stick out the race here, but it's like some drivers not happy with the 8 machine. While we get an opportunity to, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break as we get ready to go 1 to go.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway as we see the penultimate race here from Daytona for the AWC Pro Series. Obviously, we saw that big wreck involving the 13 and that 39. And speaking of the 39, we'll have the 88 and that 65 leads the green in that second row. Gilberto Gamera, Landon Brown, who was just involved in that caution, will round out your fast forward. And then rounding out that top 6 lane, Adam Tao and Wyatt Roberts in that 42. Santiago up here and some laps led. Good for Santiago. I mean, we'll see right here, 6 laps. Now Santiago has not been able to run with us full time, so to see him come up here, lead some laps, put himself in a good spot, gonna put himself, you know, it's got to be nice to come up here, not only lead laps here just in general, but here at Daytona. It's got to feel special, right? I mean, I always cherish the fact when I get to lead laps here at Daytona, because I mean, it is like the cream of the crop here when it comes to NASCAR. Not only for NASCAR, we talked about it earlier, when it comes to IMSA, when it comes to other disciplines here. There's so much that happens here at the World Center Racing. That's why they call it that. But you see the lights off on the pace car, and we'll get ready to go. Back green here from the World Center Racing. Santiago, Noah Brown, Gilberto Gamera, and Landon Brown, your fast forwards. We get ready to go green. Good jump by that bottom lane. You actually saw the 65 and Noah Brown jump behind the 88 to get in line here on this bottom lane. As now once again the top has started to fade. But here comes the 39. Trying from help from the 42. Landon Brown trying to make this top lane work with just a 2-car tandem. We'll see how long this can work. You'll see down here down the in the turn 3 and 4. That bottom lane will really start to prevail here in the corners. Noah Brown pushing out the 88 machine, trying to get ready this top lane, try to make everybody want to drop down to the bottom. As I say that, the 42, Wyatt Roberts will jump down there, leave the 39. Now the 39 is going to have to get help from the blinking 13 of Ryan. You'll see Landon Brown just trying to get back organized, trying to make something happen. As this bottom line has started to definitely dominate here, as we have almost a top 10 clear here going in towards the backstretch. As we have the 15 slow. Got a little squilly out of turn 2, gonna keep it going, but I'm afraid he might have lost the draft here. See if we can grasp onto it just a little bit. Oh, he might have it just a little bit. I think he barely got it. We'll see if he can get back up here to this front pack. I believe he does have it. That is super lucky. He went almost a second and a half behind, and for people that don't know, once you get, I think, more than, I would say, 1.2 to 1.3 seconds back, it's really hard to get back to this lead draft, but we'll see now. The 15th able to recover, and you'll see him set to close that gap to the 13 right in front of him, of Ryan. So super lucky. He kind of got bailed out there. That everybody's just trying to sit single file right now. Because if they're racing hard, I have a feeling he might have gone slow enough that he would have lost the draft to. But the stop lane starting to make some headway. Is a 5 of Eric Siegel for the first time. Leading the pack here, trying to make some headway, trying to get up to the front. Because now you see the 88, Santiago going to go up there, block the top. The top has a good run. Ooh, a big wiggle. So the 39 is going to get hooked. Everybody somehow manages to save that car, but you do see a lot of damage to Michael Deitch in that Ford machine. And once again, you just saw kind of an accordion effect. Unfortunately, the 39 will go around. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened. We'll go back up to our trusty chopper cam if we can find it. See the 5 with a huge run from the 39 and the 2 there. I mean, that's already dangerous pushing right there from the 2 machine. See the 88 come up and make the block out of turn 3 and 4. Once again, a little bit of an accordion once again. That's on the 2. I feel like that is on the 2 of... You kind of have to be a little bit more aware of where you are when you're in the pack right here. I mean, he was already given some pretty bad... I wouldn't say bad pushes, but we'll go in his cockpit to see if he could even realize what was going on here. I mean, you saw the 39 try to react because he saw that 2 was coming, and I don't think the 2 really knew what was going on. So you see the 39 jumps to the top, and then unfortunately the 2 just kind of comes up the track and hooks the 39, unfortunately causing a caution here. The caution will wave here once again. And now we're getting into that territory now where I'm going to put the laps to go instead of the amount of laps. 36 laps to go here from Daytona. And now it's like we're getting into that range now of can you maybe make it on fuel the rest of the way. I'm not sure. Maybe they could securely make it on fuel. I wasn't told fuel numbers or anything before the race happened, so if someone in chat can maybe confer. Everybody come down pit side here. So we do have someone down here in the infield care center, if you want to call it that here. Unfortunately, ended their race probably. But we'll go ahead and talk to the 48, Aaron Evans, down here in the booth. Hey Aaron, is Christian up here in the HVTV booth? You got a copy? Well, obviously we see down here, and timing is going back here in P20, 17 laps down, so probably an early end to the race for you. Trying to, gain some spots in the points for this, these last couple races to maybe get yourselves a better spot in the points, but unfortunately got up in a couple of wrecks, but just walk us through your night.
You were saying you were pointing out all the Toyotas up there. I mean, Santiago Aguirre, Noah Brown, Ty McIntosh, Gilberto Gomero, Fidel Fabian, Adam Powell, and me. I mean, we're not on the same team, but we're sister teams, so we're working together a little bit. We were just trying to control those front 2 rows. And I mean, I made that move to get up behind Fidel, and then I think it was Joel or Brett, maybe, that was behind me, and they left, and I just had no one behind me. And then the 8 came in. I mean, maybe he didn't see ahead of us, or maybe he just wasn't paying enough attention, but like, he had like 5 or 6 miles per hour of overspeed when he made contact with me. So
Yeah, I mean, it looked like to me, obviously, you saw Brett come up, make the block, and he was just really, the speed difference was just a lot, and unfortunately just looked like a big accordion, and unfortunately they got a lot of cars there, but, I mean, that's just kind of the way super speedway racing is. You're going to see guys making blocks to keep the lead, try to, manage the lines there, and unfortunately it's hard for some of those guys, that are third, fourth on back in that row to kind of dictate where cars are going to go, and that's what happened.
yeah,
You see those kind of wrecks, and I mean, that's just kind of the way that the cookie crumbles here sometimes at the super speedways.
yeah. I sent Ty a message, right after it happened, and he said he was coming up to try and help me and Fidel because, I mean, for the last lap prior to that, it was just me pushing the hell out of Fidel to try and stay up there with him. But I had no one behind me, so like a tandem is nothing compared to a 4 or 5 car line. So I was just doing my best, and then it seemed like it was an unfortunate sort of circumstance where Ty came down at the same time that the number 8 came in and made contact.
It just definitely seemed like just a kind of a misjudgment from like a lot of people there, but we're getting ready to go green. Obviously, coming next week into Vegas, we'll wish you good luck there. Fortunately, and to Aaron Evans night. We'll get ready to go green here. The number 22 of Santiago Aguirre, of the 22 of Enrique Cucalan, and then Santiago on that top lane will lead us back to green here. 34 laps to go here, and Aaron was kind enough to tell us in the chat there, 33 to 35 laps of fuel here, so it's going to be tight to see what could happen. But a huge jump by the 88 is he's going to get a huge jump on the field here. We'll see what line he decides to block when they catch back up, but we'll go back up here. And so they're going to get side by side here, the first 6 out of this pack, as they'll get ready to jump this 88. As the 22 will go high, going to try to lead this top now. "33 laps to go from Daytona," and you'll see the 22 now go up, lead the top. You'll see the 88 of Santiago go down there and lead the bottom. He's got a huge push from the 65. Noah Brown with a huge shove to give those two the lead, as now the 22 will have that lead taken away, and now almost the 65 and that 88 are clear if they want to do whatever they want. But you see Gilberto in that 23, another Toyota teammate, going with those two, and I don't think they're going to leave out that 23 machine. As you heard Aaron talk about it, these Toyotas are trying to work together to lead these lines to kind of stay up front here, and they did a good job of it until, that little short circumstances and stuff like that. So, I mean, we'll continue to see these Toyotas try to get up here and kind of work with each other. Right now, you have 2 Toyotas work with each other. And I believe that another Toyota in the 34, yeah. So you'll have this lone Ford in the 22 of Enrique trying to hold on here. Once again, the 65 and this 88 tandem is just really strong right now. They're going to hit the line. 31 laps to go here from Daytona. Start to see some 3 wide action out back. You see the 5 machine help from the 21. And now here comes the 34. The 34 is going to get hooked by the 42. Caution will wave. Adam Towle goes around off the nose of the 5. We'll go back and try to find what happened here. I think this all started with this 34 machine here. So the 34 saw the run of that 5, and the 21 had came up. Looks like he just comes down, not clear, and the 42 is just there. Clips the 34. Fortunately, nowhere to go for a lot of these machines. The 5, nowhere to go. As well as the 21. Looks like the 51 of Fabian also gets some contact as well. And a lot of carnage here. Looks like the 34 will be getting an EOL penalty for that, causing that caution. We'll be back under green once again here from Daytona. Yeah, it just kind of looked like that 34 tried to go up, block a run, and then decided, I don't really want to, and tried to get back in line. Unfortunately, that 42 already filled that hole. And off the nose of the 42, that 34 machine went. Looks like not any damage to that 42 machine, which is good to see. Nothing really Wyatt Roberts did wrong there. I mean, he was there. Nothing he could have done to not cause that wreck. I mean, it definitely wasn't Wyatt's fault. I think the 34 just kind of thought that he would have been clear once again. I mean, he jumped out of line, tried to simply just tried to jump back in the line there. Fortunately, there was a car there. See a lot of damage to the front end of that 5 machine. Eric Ziegel probably going to take this car down pit road. You see him take the hard left turn. With 30 laps to go, that's still a decent amount of time to expect maybe a caution, expect something to happen. So it's definitely not over for this 5 machine unless he gets the DVP rule, where he says it's too much damage, we're done. As he tries to navigate that thing down into the pit stall. And you'll continue to see that 5 try to get some of this damage fixed. No tires, just trying to get this damage fixed. You see a little bit of you see quite a bit of left front damage, a little bit of nose damage, and you see a little bit of right rear damage. You see that right rear quarter panel kind of crinkled up there. So hopefully he can get this car fixed and get back on the track here. But I mean, in my opinion, this is exactly what the whole field wanted to see here, because now everybody has the opportunity. If they're in the back, maybe come down, top off on field, but everybody who's leading this pack can kind of sit back here. They'll probably put this car in fourth. We'll actually ride on board with your race leader here, and he's probably got this thing in fourth, trying to shut it off as much as he can here. Actually, probably work right here. Right there, just basically trying to coast through the corners, trying to save a little bit of gas. But yeah, this is exactly what these leaders wanted to see. I mean, I don't think now there is a discussion on whether fuel is going to be an issue unless we do get to the NASCAR overtime here for the penultimate race in the AWC Pro Series. Fuel shouldn't be an issue if we can go green here for the rest of the way and get a good, clean, exciting finish for you fans at home. We'll see everybody gets 2 by 2 here as you see the lights off on the pace car once again. And you'll see a Ford Toyota front row. 22 managed to retake the lead here as we're looking at those battles and stuff through the mid-pack. And we're starting to see some cars start to dwindle off here. Now only 16 cars on the lead lap. Last car on this lead lap is Michael Deitch here in this Ford machine. Looks like he's got that car fixed up pretty well. Remember, he got involved in one of those wrecks earlier. Lost his hood. And now you see the YMCA Fast Cash Racing Products machine. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's still got a lot of pace underneath it. Definitely not over for this Ford machine. So Michael Dyke's still got a fast machine underneath him. Maybe he can try to drive to the field here. Try to get himself his first win here in AWC Pro Series. He'll be back all the way out there. Looks like P16 for Michael Deitch. No, P14. Looks like Henry Calhoff actually going to be the last car. That 63 machine, P16. And Ty McIntosh looks like he's got a clean car underneath him. Only one lap down, so needs a caution. Not involving him. And he'll get back on this lead lap to try to go up there, try to race for a race win once again. And you will see the pace car take a hard left down pit road. We'll get ready to go green here. Under 30 laps to go here from Daytona. We'll see the 22, the 23 Toyota Ford front row. We get ready to go green on the World Center Racing. Pretty good jump from that bottom lane as you see the 42 Wyatt Roberts get to their back end of the 22. This is the first time we've kind of seen these Toyotas kind of separated a little bit. So you have Ford, Chevy on the bottom, and now a Toyota Ford on the top. The closest Toyota to Gilberto right now is the 65 of Noah Brown, and he's down there fourth in line on the bottom. So right now it seems that there's more Fords and more Chevys right now than there are Toyotas. Right now it's starting to become a Ford dominant top 10. Did you see the 22, the 47, the 15, the 53, all up there inside the top 6. Gilberto trying to side draft there. 15 getting a little squirrely down here in the 1 and 2. That's not what you want to see from your pusher. You need to see that 15 get up there, get to the rear end of that 23, and trying to make something happen here. He starts to make some pushes. Javier trying to do his best to push out that 23 machine up to the race lead. But that bottom lane has just been so good all race long. You see the 22 help from the 42. Wyatt Roberts has made himself up inside the top 3. Is now Gilberto getting a little bit of a run here from the top side. But the bottom still help from the 42 of Wyatt Roberts trying to push out that lane. Is now the 42 and the 22 will get clear of the top. Here comes Brett Bennett. Battle for P3. Now top lane just has to start to get rolling if they want to make a chance to maneuver around. And we see the bottom has just been really strong all race. And it takes a couple of really good, talented super speedway racers up there to make that top lane work and work really well. And now you'll see the 47 get clear. Will he jump up and try to lead the top? He decides to stay tucked in behind the 42. For now, is Enrique still content leading this bottom. He found a good tandeming partner in Wyatt Roberts, and I think he's going to stick with him for a little bit unless he needs to jump up, maybe for temps, maybe because he feels like that top lane is going to roll a little bit better right now. Right now, the 22, Enrique is going to jump up now, 3 wide for that second row as Bryson Bird will jump up and try to make the third lane work. No help from the 53 right now, so it's going to be him by himself trying to make the third lane work. You'll see that 53 probably start to drop towards the back end of the field here, as no one else right now at least wants to try to make that third lane work. He will drop outside the top 10. You'll see side by side going into turn 3 and turn 4. 23 trying to hold strong on the top lane. This has not been able to get the help he needs to get back up side by side with the race leader. It's gotten this close right now, as we see now, side by side with the 42 Wyatt Roberts. But Roberts doing an awesome job keeping that bottom lane rolling. Help from the 47 of Bennett. Help from the 65 of Noah Brown. And those top 4 have been really compacted and keeping the energy up on that bottom lane. But the top lane starting to make a run here. And now here comes the 23. Gilberto, help from the 15. Gonna probably try to get side by side here going down into 3 and 4 with your race leader in the 22. As we approach 20 to go here in the penultimate race of the AWC Series. Start to see the aggressiveness pick up here with the blocks, with the runs, with the pushing. As we get ready to approach 20 to go. Get the bottom with a little bit of momentum once again here. 42 pushing out that 22 once again out to your race lead. And it's kind of a 3-car breakaway on this bottom lane. You see the 2 machine of Ty Alkis not up with that 47 machine. So it's even more impressive to see that bottom lane doing what it is now. But because it was only a 3-car tandem, that's allowed the top to get back up here and race for the lead. Give that lap to Gilberto, as he will lead here with 20 to go. We start to see 3 wide. Soto got dumped out by Brown. That's going to stock up that top lane. Brown saw a hole and he said, hey, sorry, Javier, I'm going to take this spot. Unfortunately, that stacks up the top a lot. But we do know that Noah Brown is a good pusher. He's been a good pusher throughout the whole race. Can Noah Brown get that 23 back up inside the top 3? Gilberto side by side with Enrique Cuculon for the race lead, coming out of 3 and 4. Coming to the line, we'll be going 18 laps to go here from Daytona. Who's going to take it? Who's going to put themselves in the spot to take home a checkered flag here from the World Center Racing? Obviously 18, now going to 17 to go. There's still a lot of racing to come here from Daytona, and anything can happen, right? The leaders could wreck here this lap. The leaders could wreck with 5 to go. Anything can happen with how close we're racing, with how the aggressiveness, the pushes have gotten. And you see back here, I'm going to go back and look at this 45. He's sitting back here in lane, in line. He's trying to stay attached to this pack. Remember, this 45 is 1 lap down. So he has really nothing to race for right now. But he does need a caution to put himself back in contention to come and try to race down and race for this win once again. Remember, before he got caught up in that caution, Ty was borderline dominating this race, was doing a good job blocking the lanes, blocking the runs, and got caught up in the big one. He's worked himself up to only being 1 lap down, so needs 1 more caution to give himself a chance. This top lane is starting to roll really well now. Help from the 65. Gilberto side by side with the 22. Coming down to 3 and 4. That top's going to have a little bit of a run. That bottom even has a better run. The 42 pushing that 22 out to the lead. The 22 is going to be clear of the top. But once again, I don't imagine seeing this 22 pulling out of line unless he needs to. He's found his dancing partner with the 42 of Roberts, and they've been able to at least keep the top three to themselves since they've, found this pair. Brad Bennett in the 47 back there has been kind of there as well as the support system for this bottom lane. Brad Bennett needs to have a good finish here to give himself a chance to race for a championship. But the only way that could happen is if the 65 and Noah Brown has a bad finish. And the worst he could finish right now, it looks like, is maybe 17th. Eric Siegel, Aaron Evans Eric Siegel still technically in the sim, but 14 laps down now, still has their car parked in pit road. So we're approaching now to where the worst that 65 could go is to maybe 17th. Landon A. Brown has left the session, so he will continue to go laps down. Eric Siegel still in the session, but now we'll go 15 laps down with 14 to go. So that will eliminate Noah Brown's chance by getting passed by the 55 here. So the worst he could finish right now is P17 if something would happen to him. Caution is going to wait for the 47. The one person who needed a good finish is still going to get caught up in some more wrecking. Lock it down. Oh, man. So, almost making some contact again with the 34. We'll take it back and take a look and see what happened here on our chopper cam. We're going into 3 and 4. It was out of 2 here when this happened. We'll see what happened. What got this 47 all upset? The 2. Bad push to the back of the 47. And we saw Henry Kalhoff come down here. Zooming by. Did he get caught up in something here? I honestly think Henry was trying to get out of the way here. Unfortunately, him and the 47 kind of met in the middle. Yeah. Fortunately, gives them both some damage. Well, caution will wave here once again from Daytona Superspeedway, Daytona International Speedway. And this will make it a 10-lap shootout, I believe. Ty, did Ty get the lucky dog? Looks like he will get the lucky dog. So he'll cross the stripe and pass the pace car, get himself back on the lead lap. That's exactly what this 45 wanted to see. Good for him to not get an X or anything like that. And give himself a chance to come back up here. Try to race for the win, obviously. Not a whole lot of laps to do it. He'll be starting from the tail end of the longest line here, which I think will be probably around, I would say, 13th to 17th, depending on how bad the damage is for some of these guys. See lots of cars down pit side here. See the 53 of Bryce and Bird down pit side. The 42 of Wyatt Roberts. You see some rear end damage to that 42. Brett Bennett. Obviously, we saw some damage to the 47. Henry Kalhoff probably has the least amount of damage, I would say. Just kind of got hit in the door by the 47. Obviously, Ty will come down here. Service this car while he gets the opportunity to. I mean, he's already starting at the tail end of the longest line. Might as well come in here, get any damage that he can, get fixed. Maybe top off on some race fuel. Take some tires. And it's 12 to go. We'll be going to green with about 11 or 12, 10 or 11 to go. Might as well come down here and get as much damage as you can fixed. Man, it's been the 22 show ever since he took the lead here. Enrique has not given up this race lead. Take a look and see some stats. So 16 laps led. Right there, started 12th. Currently up here in P number 1. So Enrique has shown kind of that same kind of speed that the 45 did at the start of the race. Once he took that lead, never gave it up. You do see the lights on. The pace car are off. We'll be going back to green here. 10-lap shootout. But for these Pro Series drivers, I'm keeping a close eye on this 21 machine. Capuano has been quiet all race long. Got caught up in a couple of wrecks, but now he's sitting up here inside the top 6. And has a shot. Really has a shot here. If he makes the right moves, maybe he can get up there into a podium. Maybe race for a race win here with that Penciline Films machine. We got to talk to Thomas last week when he got a podium. Got P2 at Myrtle Beach. From a tire gamble, tire strategy call for him to come down, take 4 tires. He drove his way through the field to get that P2 finish. Right behind the 41 machine last week at Myrtle Beach. Now he's got another chance to come up here, race for a podium, maybe race for a win here. But he's got to get around those 5 drivers right in front of him. Speaking of those 5 drivers, you'll see a Toyota, Chevy, Toyota, Ford front row as Enrique Cucalan will once again take us back to the grid flag. See this little car of the 51 of Fabian. Get out of the way here. We'll be seeing side by side down here in the 3 and 4 is the 23. Help from the 88. 2 Toyota teammates trying to make that top lane work, but you see Noah Brown on the bottom. He said, I'm going to jump up in front of my Toyota teammates. I'm going to lead this top. So you'll have a Ford help from a Chevy. Now you'll have a Toyotas lined up on the top. 9 laps to go here from Daytona. And Michael Deitch has made his way back up here to the front. Deitch got up in a couple of wrecks, and now he's put himself in a prime spot here with 9 laps to go up there, race for a win, race for a podium at the very least. He's going to try to push that 22 of Cucalan out to the lead, and this is, I feel like, Michael's best form of racing is these super speedways. He's a really good pusher. He knows where to put the car in most situations to put himself in a good spot here in these super speedway spots. You have Soto back there in the 15. That's going to try to help this bottom get lined up here. And remember, Soto's had some handling issues with that 15. So that's kind of not the best case scenario for this bottom line, especially when you have someone like your points leader leading the top. Noah Brown up top. You have the help. He has help from the 23 to 8 and the 88 now. All Toyota teammates who have been really designated to working with each other all race. So you have the 22 of Kukulon, who's really dominated the second half of the race. Hope from a newcomer, Michael Deitch, in that fast crash Thirsty Products machine. See Deitch and Kukulon kind of separated compared to the rest of that bottom lane. That's going to help the top lane get a run here. Now Noah Brown will try to take the point here. Going to the line, give it to the 65. 7 laps to go from Daytona as we round into turn 1 and 2. The 22 will get a run. The 4 of Deitch will help push that car out in front. Does he go up and block that top lane, or does he stick with Deitch? Decides to stick with the bottom lane. Now the top, once again, of Noah Brown will get a run. Side by side going down into turn 3. Here comes the 21 of Capuano. He's trying to make that third lane work here with 7 to go. Help from the 2 machine. He said, hey, I'm not content just riding back there in the back. And now you'll see 3 wide for the lead as a photo finish to get down to 6 to go. Capuano making this top lane work. Ooh, close racing, touching Doran going into 1 and 2. It's the 21 still trying to make a run here. Help from the 2 machine. The 2's been aggressive all race when it comes to giving those pushes. He's going to try to push this 21 out to the lead. Ooh. See the 2 getting the wall there. That's going to slow the momentum of this top lane. That 23 is really Doran not giving that top lane any room. That's going to kill the run there as you see a little bit of damage even to the 21. And Gilberto not giving any room for that third lane and unfortunately puts the 21 in the wall. Now we'll close out any third lane that we have right now. Right now the 21 still left out to dry there on that top lane. We'll see if he gets any help. We'll see if anybody wants to pull out. Right now still 2 by 2. Is it still the 22 and the 65 racing for this win? That 22 is clear of whatever he needs to do here. Now side by side going on line. 5 to go now. 4 to go from Daytona. See everybody neck and neck, side by side. You see basically evenly good pushes throughout the rest of the field here. Oh, the 23 gets a little squirrely off the nose of the 88. That's going to slow the run of the top lane. Now here comes the very top lane is the 53 of Bryson Bird's going to try to make a move here with this third lane. Bryson Bird side by side with the second row on the middle lane. But with them side drafted each other, it's going to allow them to get side by side now. 3 to go from Daytona. 3 by 3 by 3 now. Three rows deep. Now we see the 53 on the top, the 65 in the middle, and leading that bottom lane. The 22 of Kukulon is, oh, the 21! Super upset, but he's going to save that car. I don't think it's over yet. He's going to need help from that 2 machine to get back up to the front. But right now, only about 6 to 7 tenths back from this field. Needs help from the 2. We'll back up to the bow for the front, and Kukulon and the 65 and Noah Brown take it. 2 to go here from Daytona. Who's willing to push? Who's willing to shove harder? See a little bit of contact between the 65 and the 22 going into turn 1. Out of 2, you'll see a good run out of the bottom, but here comes a run from the top lane. As now the 23 will try to push that 65 out side by side with that 22 machine. Michael Deitch doing everything he can to push this bottom lane out the best that he can. Not going to be able to get the 22 clear that top lane, though. Anyway, Kukulon going to be still side by side, going down to Trioval as we get ready to take the popsicle sticks out. Now 1 to go from Daytona. (22) help from Michael Deitch. Michael Deitch is going to push that out. Now they're trying to get 3 wide back there. Contact between the 58 and that 53. The 88 and the 53. That's going to help slow down this line. Now Michael Deitch needs to push as much as he can to get that 22 out in front. Trying to make it between this 22 and the 4 machine. But here comes a huge one from the top. Noah Brown help from the 23. Oh, contact between the 22. The 22 is going to get hooked. And just like that, Michael Deitch across the line. He's going to win his first race here in the AWC Pro Series from Daytona. What a win for Michael Deitch. Michael Deitch wins his first race here in the AWC Pro Series. Wow. What a finish. Michael Deitch and teammate Henry Kalhoff come home 1 and 2 for Henry. I believe it's Kalhoff Deitch Racing. What a finish for those two. Bryson Bird in that 53. Oh, huge shot to the 22. Will take it home P3, and he'll get an interview tonight as well. But we have to go back and take a look back at that caution. I mean, at that big wreck at the end there. This is taking the white flag. So your unofficial results going on the top of your screen there on our main monitor. You'll see a huge run out of the top lane. The 23 doing a good job getting the 65 out. And I thought maybe it was the 65's race. You'll see Michael Deitch put the bumper to the 22, just trying to push aggressively right there. Just gets the 22 comes up. Michael Deitch doesn't really move at all. And it clears out the rest of the field here. You see Bryson Bird kind of push out the 63. And Michael Deitch, this is the first to get back to the line and win his first race. A photo finish for P2. And Henry Kalhoff will get his first podium in the AWC Pro Series as well. Wow, what a finish. And we'll get ready to get all your top 3 into the waiting room, and we'll get ready to talk to your top 3 finishers. But before we do that, gotta give our partners over at iRacing a little time to shine. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, get everybody up into the broadcast booth and get ready for their interviews, and we'll be back to talk to your top 3 finishers and start your post-race show here from Daytona. Welcome back to the Pro Series show here for the penultimate race here in the AWC Pro Series. We're ready to watch Michael Deitch burn it down here from Daytona. I mean, what a win for this Ford machine. What a win for Michael Deitch. I think we'll see this Ford machine burn it down. If you come down, does an outlap here. See his teammate Henry Cowloff there in the 63. And what a 1-2 finish for this team. Obviously, winning part-time here in the AWC Pro Series. You know, I've called a lot of races that Michael Deitch has been in, you know, kind of screwed out of some good finishes, and obviously he did what he needed to come home and victorious tonight. So congratulations to Michael Deitch and that whole camp here in this Fast Cash Racer Products designs, the YMCA, everything on here. Let's go ahead and talk to your race winner if we can find him. Hey Michael, it's Christian up here in HV3 booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, what a win for you. Obviously, we saw you got getting caught up in a couple incidents here, but put yourself in the spot to, you know, come home here in victory lane. So just walk us through your race. Walk us through that mindset with that kind of 10-lap run towards the end.
Ah, man, I just wanted to stay on the back bumper of the 22 just to give the inside line an edge. And you know, because like the bottom lane's the way to go around here in the draft. And I got caught in two wrecks because I phased through somebody because their network connection was terrible. Then when another wreck happened, I plowed right into the back of the 47 because everything just happened so quickly. So I apologize to Brett about that. But oh my God. I had won a league race in over 2.5 years. And ironically enough, it was with these cars at Daytona. So it's kind of a full circle moment. But oh my God, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
I mean, it is awesome. And you think about it, right? I mean, for me personally, I've called a lot of races you've been in. You've kind of, you know, I wouldn't say got screwed out of finishes, but definitely had a chance and just couldn't put the pieces together. And obviously coming home tonight, you know, you led one lap tonight, Michael, and it was the only one who counted. And then, you know, talking to you about, you know, this, not only did you come home P2, I mean, as your race winner, you know, your teammate Henry comes home P2. I don't see him up here waiting on an interview. So I guess I'll talk to you a little bit about your teammate here and co-owner for Calhoff Deitch Racing. I mean, how does that feel to have, you know, you two 1-2 here at Daytona?
Oh, that's awesome. So like we've kind of been running the team together since October of last year, and you know, we've had a lot of guys come in and have success almost right away. But you know, with me, I always felt like I was getting snake bit, but like, you know, I thought I got something good going, but I just couldn't make that next step. And that's kind of just been the story of my year, to be honest with you. But man, to finally get one after all this time, it's awesome. It is so awesome. And then to have my teammate behind me finishing second, that's awesome too.
I definitely agree. You know, having a teammate come home P2 while you come home in here in victory lane, like for a personal standpoint for you, that's the best case scenario, right? You win, and Henry comes home P2. But yeah, once again, congratulations on your first win here in the AWC Pro Series. And obviously, you talked about your first win over a year here, on the sim. But before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank here for tonight's win here at Daytona?
Um, big thanks to all of our partners at KDR, Fast Cash Racing, Cube Graphics, TF56 Designs, um, uh, YMCA. I have a lot. I have a lot to go through, but I'm not going to. And I just want to make one thing very clear. I did not mean to wreck Enrique. I definitely did not mean to wreck him. I gave him a bad bump. I admit that I did that. And like if he wants to throw like a huge hissy fit about how I turned him, then that's on him because I don't care if you're in the playoffs or not. I'm here to race for a win, and ultimately that's what I did. So yeah, they can stick it where the sun don't shine.
I mean, I don't really blame you for that. I mean, that take on it, obviously, everybody's here to race for wins, and obviously, you know, I can see where they're coming from. You know, they race for the championship there, but obviously, I didn't see anything wrong. You know, you gave a bump, he couldn't take it, and unfortunately, you know, he wrecked due to it. So, but once again, congratulations on your first win, Michael, and hopefully we can talk to you maybe up here in a podium spot next week at Vegas.
Oh, we'll see about that. I
All
don't
right.
know. I'm definitely gonna race for sure. I'm just not great with fit setups, but I'm definitely gonna race just for the sake of racing. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna save it this one. I don't care what anyone thinks.
Well, you go ahead and do that. Once again, congratulations on this win, and have a good rest of the night.
Thanks, Christian. You too.
How's your race winner, Michael Deicher, victorious? You see right there, led one of 76 laps, and I guess that's the only one that matters, right? He led the final lap out of turn 3 and 4, you know, made the move and won tonight's race. But we're going to go ahead and talk to, wow, your P3 finisher all tore up tonight, Bryson Bird, your P3 finisher. Hey, Bryson, it's Christian up here in the HPTV booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, an up and down kind of race for you. You know, kind of got it caught up in a couple of wrecks there. No, I felt like you're one of the only drivers who tried to make it 3 wide throughout the whole race, not outside of the you know 10 to go there, but trying to be aggressive to get up towards the front. And obviously, you know, kind of had that P3 finish kind of land in your lap for you. You know, side by side with Kalhoff for that P2 finish. But walk us through your race. Walk us through what, in your opinion, got you up here to this podium spot.
Um, the big crash in the final corner, that's what got me up there. I don't agree with what the 4 car did. I think that was uncalled for. I think the 22 should be the deserving winner. But overall, won the pole, so that was nice. Led some laps. And yeah, the middle lane, I tried to get it going, but nobody really wanted to go with me, so.
And when you talk about, you know, these super speedway races, you know coming in that, you know, something's probably going to happen here or there that's going to, you know, potentially put somebody in a bad spot, right? And obviously we saw the 4 being a little bit aggressive with the pushes in the 22, unfortunately, when, you know, giving him a bad bump there at 3 and 4, giving you guys an opportunity to, you know, race it out for that podium spot. But, you know, when it comes to super speedway racing, obviously everybody has their own different sets and mindsets and, you know, what they expect to happen coming into these races. You know, you racing for a championship coming in E3 in points, you know, close behind Brett Bennett. What was the mindset coming in tonight?
Win. That was the only thing I really cared about. I knew I needed to win, and Noah needed a bad race.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the points, I mean, Noah has a pretty sizable gap to you guys, so I definitely do agree with that kind of mentality, but um, you know, unfortunately, I mean, fortunately, but also in the same mindset, you know, you came here to win. You're gonna come on P3, which still isn't a bad finish, you know, looking at Noah, he comes home P15, so you're gonna gain what, about 12 points on him. So you still need, you know, a pretty bad race for him coming into next week and you to have a really good race. But I wouldn't say it's not completely over for you to maybe make a miracle happen next week. But looking into next week, you know, you come to Vegas, you've ran really well at these mile-and-a-halfs throughout the whole season. What is the mindset outside of winning, just, you know, to round out the season?
Just finish solid. Hopefully, get a podium.
I definitely agree with you with that. But you know, you did it tonight. I think it's a good momentum to get you going into Vegas. But before we let you go tonight, Bryson, is there anybody you'd like to thank for this podium spot here from the World Center Racing?
Yeah. Shout out to Enrique, Brett, and Wyatt for helping me out tonight.
And we definitely saw, you know, kind of these groups of guys continue to work together. And obviously, looks like White had a good finish, and Enrique, unfortunately, you know, we saw what happened to him. But once again, congratulations on this P3 finish. Hopefully, we can talk to you next week. maybe a couple spots better.
All right, hopefully so.
Yep. You have a good rest of the night.
You too.
Now it's your third place finisher, Bryce the Bird. We'll see if we can find Henry Calhoff. As we do, let's go ahead and talk to him while he's in the VC. Hey Henry, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How's it going?
I'm pretty decent myself, but you can coming home P2, obviously coming behind, a teammate, obviously really cool for you guys, obviously not running really full time here in the AWC Pro Series. So coming home 1-2 with the Calha dive bunch. Now walk us through your race, walk us through, that finish and how much that means to you and Michael.
Well, early on, we were just kind of on the radio and we were basically saying, like, hey, I was telling Michael, whatever you want to do, I'm willing to kind of help you out and we can improvise. So the first part of the race, we were just going to kind of lay back and get the feel just because, I mean, we basically have raced, every week for the past couple of years. He's been on the team for 2 years. So this is his first win for the team, which is pretty incredible. So, he finally got that win and, so early on we were just trying to get in the feel of it. It wasn't, about the car track, obviously. It was just more so about the drivers just because it's no offense to any of the drivers. It's just a lot of them I've never raced against before, or at least don't have as a lot of experience racing against them. So it was more so just kind of adjusting to who I trusted and who I didn't. But everyone raced good for the most part. I mean, a lot of people were clean, but a few were, willing to spin the roulette wheel and, got it wrong. So, but overall, towards the end of the race, just try to keep it clean. And then I think it was lap 60. There was a wreck on the back straightaway. I tried to get down. The 53 was coming down the track. I wasn't really sure what was going on to the right of me, and then hit the 47. I know he wasn't mad at me, but I felt bad that it happened to him because that pretty much took out him. So I feel bad about that. But it's just kind of part of racing Daytona, unfortunately. But overall towards the end of the race, I mean, I couldn't really go anywhere. It was just kind of gridlocked, and then it became 3 wide. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna kind of stick to the bumper of I forgot who it was. I think it was the 15. I can't remember, but I was just gonna be like, I'm just gonna push him a little bit on the last lap and see where we go. And then we know what happened on the last lap, so yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna really say anything about the wreck. Everyone else can have their opinions on it. It's part of the First Amendment, obviously, but overall, great race for us to finish second. Great result for us in AWC. I know we've ran a few races. We've been getting better every race, and to pick up a second place finish Daytona is pretty solid, and definitely will give us a lot of momentum going to the next season.
I definitely agree, especially you, Henry. You kind of slowly, gotten better throughout the season with the couple races you've done with us here, and obviously it's really cool to see you guys up here. I've raced with you guys. I've called races that you guys have been in for a while. So it's a comfortable feeling to see you guys finally up here. Up here in the podium and in victory lane. So once again, congratulations on this P2 and really and win here as a team owner. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to shout out or thank for your podium spot?
Well, first off, just want to thank everyone that supports our team. We've been getting better every week. We got a lot of cool stuff going on in the off season here, and a lot of cool stuff for our team for next year. We got a lot planned out. Just we'll have everything finalized here in the coming weeks as to what our team's going to be like for next year. But overall, I'm really happy with where we're at as a team. I mean, if you told me, where our team would be at 2 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you, to be honest. But overall, it's just incredible how far we've came as a team, and we've been just getting better every week. And also congratulations to Michael on the win. I know it wasn't the prettiest, but I mean, unless the officials rule in favor, yeah, he gets the win. So I mean, it's unfortunate the way he won, but I'm happy for him though that he won, got that first win for the team. So definitely huge for him, and means a lot for our team for him to finally get that win. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, and then just all of our partners as well, and all of our drivers as well. So a lot of people to thank. I can't thank them all though, but a lot of supporters for our team. I want to thank them and everyone else that case root for us.
I definitely agree. You guys have definitely improved through at least this season. I've definitely seen it. But once again, congratulations on this P2 finish, and we'll drag you back up to get ready for next week and for next season. So once again, congratulations on this P2 finish, and hope you have a good rest of the night.
Yep, you as well. Thanks so much.
And that was your P2 finisher, Henry Kalhoff. Really good to hear from him. Obviously, had a good run tonight. But yeah, going back full circle, obviously a very controversial finish between Michael Deitch and the 22 of Enrique Cucalan. Obviously, I'm reading here in the Discord, and there's a lot of different opinions on stuff. Obviously, I'm reading the live chat as well. So obviously, Michael did what he thought he had to do to win the race, and obviously the 22 is a chase driver, racing for a championship. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of tempers that are flaring here. We've seen it before. The Talladega race in real life. It's during the playoffs. You look at Daytona, right, where that's the cutoff race for the regular season, where people are trying to race to get into the playoffs. So we've seen this happen in real life where people do what they need to do to win. And I wouldn't say Michael Deitch, like you said, he didn't mean to do it, but he did it. So definitely going to be a controversial finish. We'll see what the admins decide to do, whether they're going to let him keep the win, or they're going to disqualify him, which would technically give Kalhoff the win. I don't think it would be right to give Enrique the win, because then, I mean, what if, because then you're in those what if situations. What if the 65 still gets a run off the corner and beats him to the line? Then do you give it, there's all those what ifs. It's either you give it to Michael or you disqualify him and Henry Kalhoff gets the win. So I we'll have to see what the admins decide to do. But yeah, it was definitely an exciting race to call. I had a ton of fun calling the race. I wish we would have got more than 4 cars that did green flag pit stops. I really would love to see how the strategy would have come to play when it came to green flag pit stops. But fortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes here at these super speedways. But once again, congratulations to Michael Deitch on his first win here of the season in the AWC Pro Series. But once again, my name was Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator, and we'll be right back here on the High Velocity TV YouTube channel and network for the season finale for the AWC Pro Series at Las Vegas. I can't wait to call that. Obviously, a lot on the line here, and obviously a lot on the line for that 65 of Noah Brown. Obviously, he'll come out of this with probably a 30-odd some point lead, I would say. So technically, it's not over for someone like a Brett Bennett or a Bryson Bird. But they need a miracle to take that away. So I think they need probably like a full field to give themselves a chance here. So potentially Noah Brown will be coming into Vegas as your champion already. We'll have to see as things go about. But once again, congratulations to Michael Deitch on your first win of the season here in AWC Pro Series. And we will talk to you guys next week at Las Vegas. We're going west for the season finale. Hope everybody has a great rest of the night. See you guys soon.